G'day guys, here's me, another Saturday night for me alone. But you're never quite alone when you've got this in the garage. So it was one of those nights I've mentioned for a few years now, when you wake up and you're a bit bored or you've got nothing to do or whatever, there's always something to do with this car. So I'm coming up to Kmart in the city, but everyone's out tonight drinking, and you know, it's like I sort of want to be there with them, but I don't. But yeah, having great fun driving it. So I've put the tyre pressures up, as I've said, but I've really not driven it that hard. And yeah, it's a little bit jittery and that, but it's so much more fun. So I've put the front tyres up to about 49 and the back to about 44. Tomorrow morning is when I will know a lot more. It's definitely sort of quicker and more agile and feels lighter. That's what I can tell you about it. I didn't expect to make a video now. I've sort of started a lot of videos and stopped them because I just think, you know, there's not that much at the moment to do. I'll be off to the tuner this week, as I said. Yeah, what I wanted to mention was the sheer size of the car. Like, you know, when you're bashing around behind another car like a Commodore, it's really agile, and you see the Commodore hit a bump and lose its line and all that. And this thing feels really weapon-like small and thin when you're behind a big fat car, or like when you're with the Mustang and all that. But when you're behind or with smaller cars, it certainly feels like a bigger car. It's got quite a presence about it. So yeah, it's just what made me make this video. It was just, again, this little kid was crossing the road here. He couldn't have been more than like 2.5 years old, and he just had to stop. And I've had a lot of that with this blue one. It just captures the imagination, as much as we mention, and you know, the styling, and it's a bit, you know, acquired taste. Well, whatever taste it is, children love this car. And you know, one thing I've just been speaking with a really good friend is that to never ever lose your childhood in life. No matter what happens, don't ever lose your childhood. And you can't lose your childhood when you drive this car. So here's another reason to buy it. It'll keep you young. It'll keep you smiling. It's just so much fun. You know, like, now imagine the little boy was just here. Okay, so he walked past, and it's usually the spoiler that gets them. But there's been so many this week. It's like, oh, you know, it's a racing car, and stuff like that. Well, you know, why does it do that when I bend down to it? It's done that in a few videos. So anyway, yeah, it's a bit outdated, but then again, it captures the imagination, and it really, really does. So, oh, the key's in my pocket. That's why. So anyway, but being a little kid, you know, walking up, being a little kid, you know, walking up past the car like this, and you see them and you see their face, it's like, Mummy, Daddy, it's a racing car, it's a racing car. So yeah, it's a racing car, all right. You know, they're right about that, without a doubt. But never lose your childhood. Buy an STI, it'll keep you young. How about that? Anyway, probably see you tomorrow, guys. Richard, you never texted me back. Richard, how you going, man? Are you in lust with your car that you've forgotten about me? Has it made you forget about everything? When you get in it, do you forget about everything? So anyway, hope you're all well all around the world. Budgie, RS4 video, come on. I was just thinking about you, Budge. Not that you're in Utah, but I was watching a Doug DeMuro thing about he's on the salt flats in Utah or something, and there's no speed limits, it's all legal. He was doing his Aston Martin or whatever. They're 30 grand now or something in the US. So anyway, that's that. And tomorrow morning is when I will see, you see the routine now, no children tomorrow morning. So what happens is I get up, I've got nothing to do. I get, you know, what am I going to do? Well, oh, the car. So off we go with the car. Tomorrow morning, we're going to know more about these ridiculously high tyre pressures. But what's amazing is this. They've not affected the ride quality of the car. Not really. It's made it firmer, but not uncomfortable. It still soaks the bumps up and stuff like that. So I'm loving it. It's just taken an edge off it's given the steering an edge, and it's taken off the dullness off the steering. Anyway, it's still not been washed, so that might be tomorrow as well. But hope you're all well. And hey, Budgie. Hey, Richard Antrnello. All you legends. Hope you're all well. Bye.